Alrighty fam, welcome back to another video. So this video is slightly late, so I do apologize. Obviously, we've had Hero Arena out for a couple of days now. I was potentially going to do this on stream, but unfortunately I can't stream this weekend as my doing some family stuff. So I just kind of wanted to cover a couple of things around teams you probably want to use and try for this season. And now these teams will mostly work across the board. You probably have to change the gear a little bit. I'm honestly, as always, I'm just going to do Master because the additional reward... Oh, wrong one. No, wrong one as well. Whatever. The additional reward is like just not worth it for me anyway. If you guys can do it, that's awesome. I'm creeping towards 10 mil box CC. We've been given a whole bunch of LR seals. Is what they're called? LR seals recently, so we've got enough for the new LR Glocks. The new LR Glocks isn't even that good anyway. So look, if you can clear Challenger and stuff, that is awesome. You can get some UR pendants, some SA coins, and some other stuff, but for me, it's all about the LR seals with these guys, and I've got enough. So yes, you could probably want more maybe for some like True Awakening and stuff, right? So like maybe you want to like True Awaken melee. But yeah, like I could do 3 units True Awakening even once I do the next LR. So anyway, that's a call for you guys to make. But these are some of the teams that I'm going to recommend for you, right? So I'll show you guys the teams I'm using in Masters, and then I'll show you a few different ideas in terms of the different gears and stuff you want. The first thing to realize is season buffs. You've got the new melee and the new king is part of the special hero and then seasonal hero. So I think with this, I haven't tried it yet. You guys, I'm sure, will tell me in the comments. You'll have 10% buff here and then a 10% buff here as well. I think this ends in 10 days and this works for the whole season. So you'll get a 20% buff for the next 10 days with these 2 units, and then for the remainder of units you'll have this. So for me, I'm actually going to split these 2 units across 2 different teams. It just makes more sense to me that way. So what I'll probably do is, if we have a look at, we'll just enter here, and this will show you some of the teams that I've been using over the last couple of weeks. So if I go here, I've been using a demon team. So what I'll probably do here, honestly, is this demon team is plenty strong enough as it is. As you can see, I out CC. If you're in, Champ or Challenger, you're not going to out CC. So what I'd recommend doing is changing this gear here. You want to probably run, rather than swap to the right gear, but rather than HP defense, you want crit defense or crit resistance, depending on the unit. But really simply, you should hopefully all have got the Demon Artifact card set from the recent card draw that we had, or the previous festival. So this is the card set you want to be using, and then you can run a version of this Demon team. I like having Chandler with his Holy Relic here with Tamil Link, just because he takes all the pressure off the rest of the team so these guys can cook. What I'll probably end up doing, to be honest, is you could probably just swap it over for this melee. This melee is probably just going to absolutely wipe. You could even swap this out for maybe like a double AoE demon, right? So I did a PvP video where I used Hendrickson. It went very poorly, but Hendrickson is probably going to be like double AoE, and then you'll just be able to wipe with melee, especially on master level. Might even be able to do it on champion stuff as well. So that's going to be a really strong team for you guys to use, is going to be the demon team, right? That's one of the first teams. It's always so consistent. You have lots of stats, damage reductions, you have damage cap on DK. It's just very strong. Next one that I was using was actually this team, was the Unknown team. Now this team I probably would only recommend if you can kind of one-shot or go first. So I use this team going first, and I basically Hell AoE'd, Tier AoE'd, and then it kind of wiped. Sometimes I would just like extort with Sigurd. Instead of this team, what I'd probably recommend doing is I'd recommend throwing in like Nanashi. Right, I was doing this team, like I said, just for fun. So Nanashi's going to be a stronger pick here, especially with Holy Relic. He's going to give you that percentage stat increase. And then probably instead of like Freya, you probably want to run maybe like Shaltia for the heals, right? You can also run Albedo as well for the taunt, give her Tamil Link, and then she's going to really be a strong unit to basically take, again, all that pressure off this Unknown team. Instead of the Unknown team, well, let's see what I did. I can't remember what I did on the final one. Instead, I'm going to presume it's going to be, it's Goddesses. So Goddesses is always going to be a good choice here. I have Green Elat, right? Then you have the new Liz, then you have Margaret, and then Mael. I use this just because she was a seasonal unit. So she basically just did so much damage. I'll probably keep her just because I'm only doing Masters. Like I said, for me, it's just so much easier doing Masters. It's so much less of a headache. And like, sure, if you can do champ or if you can do challenger, then the 25 LR coins might be worth it. But the difference between champ and challenger for me for the 5 additional, it's just, yeah, it's not even a competition. So instead of this Liz, I'd probably maybe recommend LR Liz. You do have heals from Elat, so if you don't have Elat, I'd probably recommend like some unit that's going to give you some heals. LR Liz again is going to be so strong for this. Then in here you can put Tarmiel instead, right? So if you come here, you do Tarmiel in this slot, and then in the healing or support slot, you run LR Liz. Now, if you don't have LR Liz for whatever reason, hopefully you guys do, because that should be your first LR unit that you pick, and we should all hopefully have got that by now. You can run the old school Bloody Liz, because she has a heal after 6 goes, or you can just simply use Red Liz as well, because she'll heal and she'll also, give you 10% of your max HP back at the start of the turn. So this is just a really tanky, sustainable team that's really going to help carry you through this part as well. Now, we spoke about using Melee, right, in the first one in the Demon team. You can use him in the Demon team. You can also swap this around for a Sins team if you want to, right? So Sins team wise, what I'm probably going to use is, like I said, I'll probably keep this Melee in the Demon team because I do have the King seasonal unit as well. Most of you probably won't. So if you don't have the King seasonal unit and you want to use Purgatory Melee in the Demon team as usual, and then maybe God Melee in with a Sins team, you pretty much just want to do the usual Sins team. So what I'd recommend is you can run Transcendent Barn, right? But in the Tarmiel Link spot, you probably want to run, where is she? Diane. You can run Merlin. You can run, yeah, actually, to be fair, I'd probably run, I'm going to probably do Merlin, King, Diane, and then Barn. It's probably going to be my Sins team. But if you're going to use Melee in the team, you can run Diane, Merlin, and then you get the double AoE, and then the AoE with Melee, and you're just going to wipe. Right, you're going to do so much damage. So with this as well, you're probably going to want to use the Sins card set team, and it's annoying because it never allows me to just easily find it. So if you're going to run the Sins setup, you want to run this. Something I said, this card set, it would just appear. This one. This is probably the one I'd recommend. It increases your basic stats by 5% and increases damage dealt when attacking buffed enemies. So as soon as you're going up against like Tia and Nanashi, or as soon as you go up against goddesses or anything that has a buff, that's going to really do you good. That's probably the best Sins team card set you've got. And I've just realized I forgot to do the card sets for the other one. Sorry fam, I've been jumping around a little bit in this video, but hopefully it's making sense. The unknown one, I just did max CC just so I could clear the CC support, the CC last time. However, this time, because I think I've ranked, because I'm now in 9 mil box and I've got the constellations and stuff, I should be able to use this attack card set. Yeah, perfect. So this attack card set is by far the best one, just especially if you go first, because you just do an insane amount of damage. If you're trying like Challenger or something like that, I'd probably recommend this one. Unknown race allies by 5% increase your HP related stats, and you also decrease their damage taken by 10% if they're debuffed. So you're going to be debuffed most of the time in Hero Arena, so that's going to be a strong team to use. Again, probably wouldn't recommend this team. In here, I'd probably have Shaltier or Albedo, and then obviously Nanashi probably over here. These two are always going to be good choices, but those are probably what I'm going to recommend there. So I think that covers most teams. That gives you a Demon team for it. That gives you a Unknown team for it with a couple of different variations. It also gives you a Goddess team as well. Right now, again, you can change this Goddess team around slightly. For the card set for this one, I recommend the Goddess Allies basic stats one. I think there's another one that you can use. Yeah, I mean, you can do this one, increases Goddess Allies damage dealt to enemies by 10% in PvP, because the PvP card sets will work in Hero Arena. But this one is just increased, like it'll give you a 9% basic stat increase. It's just better. So this one, if you don't have this one, but make sure you use that one. So Goddess team, Mael's kind of key for the Goddess team, to be honest. Like you can get away with not having him, but he's kind of your damage dealer. And then, yeah, you can swap this out for LR Liz, swap this out for Tarmiel, and you're kind of cruising. Now, for, let's say you don't want to do Masters and you want to rock into like Champ or something, right? These are the teams that I tried for Champ. Like I said, it is Demon team. This is what I'd recommend. You'd probably want to be changing all your gear out to crit defense in these spots, right? So running crit defense with crit defense rolls, because it's just going to start to actually smack you in these higher levels, because they're always going to go first, right? Now, if you can out CC with a Sins team, it's quite possible at 320k. As you can see, I get somewhat close with my demon team, and my sins team is more invested. So a sins team is always a good choice in these higher levels. And then again, crit defense is gonna help you. So if you out CC, you can just run normal gear, because you'll have taunt up from Diane, you'll have, you know, potentially shield up from King, the attack lower from Barnes. You'll be all right there. But if you're going second, you always want to run crit defense gear just to try and survive. Again, in these second teams and stuff, you want to, or in these other teams, it's showing my master's setup, that's fine. You probably want to run like Sheltier. Now, unfortunately, I've found Sheltier to be the most powerful in these ones just because of her Holy Relic, because you restore HP and you heal up. So anything that like takes the pressure off. So here would probably be Hel, Nanashi, Sheltier, and then Albedo. Albedo tanks for the team. Sheltier heals up the team. Nanashi gives buffs, and then Hel basically just gives all her basic stats and stuff and helps the unknown team. You could always use Freya if you have Holy Relic instead. But yeah, it's like I said, for me, it's just not worth it, fam. I don't do it, right? Because I just don't see the point. Again, Goddess team on the final team is always going to be a good choice as well. Like the teams themselves, I find don't really change that much. What you want is sustainability in the higher level teams, the ability to tank that first attack, and then the ability to get yourself back to full HP for the next battle, right? I know that sounds pretty straightforward and obvious, but like having a unit in here like Elat, probably not Elat to be honest, I'd probably swap her out for LR Liz. So put LR Liz here and then Tarmiel here, get them to attack Tarmiel, and then the rest of them will survive. And that's kind of the recommendation. So Goddess team, Demon team, Unknown team, and then Sins team. By far probably the strongest teams. You know, depending on next week when we get LR Glocks, if you run a full Fairy team and you can out CC somehow, that could be fun as well. But for now, that's probably my recommendations for that. I might even give Champ a bit of a red hot crack this week, to be honest, because I haven't tried Hero Arena since cracking over 9 mil box, the 9.5. So I might give it a go, but we're going to see. So that's kind of my high level recommendations. Let me know if you guys want to see my actual Hero Arena runs down in the comment section below. Happy to show you guys how that goes. To be honest, if I attempt it, I might show you guys anyway. But I hope that helps with some of your teams and team building. And like I said, those teams will like work anywhere down. Even if you can only do gold, that's fine. Those teams are still strong and they'll carry you pretty much all the way up. Just as you get to Challenger and Champ, you'll go second and it becomes a little bit more complicated with the crit defenses and stuff like that. So that's my learnings and takeaway from the Hero Arena. I wish you guys the best of luck in doing it and I hope you don't get too tilted. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.